You all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel dialed, 'cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel dialed, 'cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child.
Howdy folks, it's Wild Mike here, and with me of course is the Gorn to my Captain Kirk, Caddy Knight.
The fuck is a Gorn?
You'll see in this episode.
That scares me. Anyways, what up, peoples?
This week we watched Arena, one of the most lauded and homaged episodes in all of Star Trek the original series, with movies like Jay and Silent Bob, Paul, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and others.
You know I've not seen any of those movies, right?
Another reminder I've failed as a parent.
It's okay, Dad. I have seen every episode of Fairy Tail 16 times over.
Where did I go wrong with you?
You introduced me to anime, and by anime I mean Inuyasha.
Oh. Anyways, the episode starts with the Power Trio and some Expendables beaming down to Cestus 3, a new colony for the Federation. But they beam down to the set of the Alamo after the Mexicans were through with it. Cue credits. After the credits, Kirk gives one of his captain's internal monologues, and they find a survivor, and a red shirt dies.
Add it to the counter.
They're getting pelted by small mortar blasts, and after some amazing dodges by Kirk and Spock, just look at those moves. Kirk finds his own little mortar gun and fires a blue ball at the enemy.
Blue balls don't explode, but they must be powerful to make the enemy flee.
You have no idea.
What?
Never mind. With the battle over and the away team back on the ship, Kirk makes a huge leap in logic and orders the Enterprise to pursue the enemy ship.
The reason is crystal clear. The Enterprise is the only protection in this section of the Federation. Destroy the Enterprise, and everything is wide open. I have all the proof I need on Cestus 3.
Not necessarily, sir. Several possible explanations come.
How can you explain a massacre like that? No, Mr. Spock. The threat is clear and immediate. Invasion.
They finally catch up to the ship having to go to Warp 8, which is played for drama.
Warp Factor 8.
They are scanned, but not by the enemy ship. By something else.
A psychedelic light tells them they have brought violence and conflict with them, so they will solve the conflict for them. It's time for a death battle!
The two ship captains will fight to the death, and the loser's ship will be destroyed along with him. We have Captain James Tiberius Kirk versus tiny Godzilla in a shimmering cocktail dress with disco balls for eyes. Gods, that is such a bad costume.
Oh man, we get to see Kirk fight an alien lizard at Vasquez Rocks. This is gonna be awesome! First they grab some sticks to fight with, and when that fails, slow motion, bare-fisted brawling, and then we have a bro hug.
Unless that's a female Gorn. I hear you are that infamous Starfleet captain that bangs aliens. I'm feeling gorny. Kiss me, human!
Oh, really? Yeah.
After that, they, get their rocks off.
Kirk starts figuring out that he must make a weapon to fight the Gorn. Find some bamboo, diamonds, and other future plot-related stuff.
He spots the Gorn already making a knife, right below a cliff with a rock on it.
Convenient styrofoam painted rock is convenient.
Kirk drops the rock on the Gorn. But little does he know that this entire episode is playing by Looney Tunes logic, and the alien lizard just walks it off.
If he knew that, he might have been able to avoid the trap that the Gorn had laid earlier. Kirk is about to die. Cue commercial break!
Because of the cartoon logic and the fact that the Gorn moves as slow as a hut in Valium, Kirk just stands up.
He finds some yellow powder. He doesn't look it. And then he finds some white powder.
If you wanna get down on the ground, cocaine.
Kirk finally gets a message from the Gorn captain. Turns out that the colony was actually built in Gorn territory and was attacked because the Gorn thought it was an invasion.
Kirk remembers the mortar from before. He uses the convenient plot-relevant materials he found before to make himself a bamboo cannon.
Which the lizard man just walks into.
The Gorn is injured but not killed. Kirk refuses to give a killing blow.
This causes a pale kid in a shiny cocktail dress to appear.
This is one of the Metron. One of the aliens that set this whole thing up. Oh, and they've also been talking to the bridge crew in a pretty irrelevant B-plot. This whole setup was kind of a secret test of character. Although you don't actually know it, but in the novelization of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, it's mentioned that the winner of the fight would have been the one destroyed, not the loser, as it showed that they were the bigger threat. So in the end, because Kirk wouldn't kill the Gorn, he's sent back to the ship. End of episode. So, what'd you think?
Are you kidding? I loved this episode! Mortar blast, explosions, vaporized red shirts, the first use of the photon torpedoes, and even the tricorder explodes! Except for the slow motion fighting. This episode was awesome! And knowing that a phaser can explode, and after seeing the damaged tricorder explode, I wonder if Starfleet just makes everything double as a grenade. I just want to see an episode where Kirk pulls a pin on the communicator, throws it, and blows up the enemy. How about you?
Well, I can't deny the implausibility of Kirk making a functional mortar out of the stuff he found. This was still a very fun and well-written episode. Not only that, some of the stuff briefly shown here in this episode eventually became Star Trek staples. Fully establishing they can't beam through shields.
We can't beam you up. I've just rigged up defensive screens.
First mention of the Federation as a name.
The Enterprise is the only protection in this section of the Federation, attacking other Federation installations.
Sulu being in command, despite in prior episodes he was a botanist, then a mathematician, and then a navigator. I just wish the Gorn made more appearances. And though they're mentioned, they're actually never seen again for another 40 years.
I do want to mention one little gripe I had with this episode. When Kirk is about to face off with the Gorn, he says,
Like most humans, I seem to have an instinctive revulsion to reptiles.
reptiles are not revolting. Just look at my cute little Sega. She's so adorable.
Well, that's all there is this time, folkses. Next time we're gonna watch Tomorrow is Yesterday.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye!
Later, folkses.
This channel is sponsored by SD GameSwap. If you're into nerd stuff, you might find something you like there. They have books, movies, video games, toys and collectibles, and they even do consignment. They are also on Facebook, so go buy something. Links in the description.
Jafar, buy at SD GameSwap. Creed.
We have Captain Kirk Tiberius.
What?
I fucked up. Shut up. Reptiles are not convulsing. Just look at my...
Convulsing?
Yes, convulsing.
Are you on cocaine?
I'm just tired.